Hi guys, Derek here with The Closet Doctor, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about inventory. I saw some questions the other day online about inventory, how we handle things within the closet industry, and how we do things within our business. And so I want to tell you a little bit about what we used to do and how we handle things now. There's not a short answer because it's a system. It's a whole bunch of things that have to happen in order to make sure things work out to where you can get stuff installed on time, one time, nice and easy. Let me show you what we got. So this is our facility here. We've got a dividing wall here. Over here we have about 3,000 square feet, and on this side we have about 6,500 square feet. We're fairly organized. We got a long ways to go to be really clean and lean and neat and organized, but we've done really well. 10 years ago, all of our manufacturing equipment was over in this area. And this area here was pretty much storage. And it's what we had is all along this back wall, we had pallet racking that went all the way across there. And then out about 10 feet, we had another separate row of pallet racking. Some of the things that we were doing, and I don't recommend them, is I learned the hard way about inventory. So this is what we have now for inventory for melamine. We've got a rack here. Everything comes in this door. We've got a rack here, we've got a rack here, and we've got a single sheet rack over here. Right now we do have a couple extra units of white over there just because we pre-ordered some stuff at the end of the year. But for the most part, all of our inventory is in this area, comes through this door, goes onto the CNC, and rolls out. In the past, on all these pallet racks that we used to have right in this area, we were buying all of our materials a unit at a time. If we were doing fashion gray or whatever color we've got here, we would buy a whole unit of this because my supplier was kind enough to give us $1 a sheet discount when we bought a full unit, regardless of whether we were using it all. We did that with a lot of things. The other thing that we did is we had a big mezzanine that was about almost 400 square feet. On that mezzanine, we ordered lots and lots of baskets. We had chrome baskets. We had brushed nickel baskets. We had oil rub bronze baskets. We had rattan baskets in light. We had them in dark. And as you know, baskets, we have 3 widths, 18, 24, and 30. 3 heights, 7, 11, and 17. So there's 3 times 3 is 9, times 4 colors. We had a ridiculous amount of baskets, and we had a whole mezzanine for them. Here's one thing that I learned from the Toyota production system, and a quote that came out of one of the Toyota books that I had was, the more inventory that you have, the less likely you are to have in stock what you need. Now that doesn't sound counterintuitive. For anybody that stocks stuff, ask yourself, do we run out of these things? And so the epiphany came to me was I was thinking that I had to stock everything that I sold. And a while back, 10 years ago, we had next door to us, we had a business called the Tile Outlet. And his big sign, warehouse, 2,500 square foot, 5,000 square foot warehouse or whatever, big sign out on the front of it, and it said Tile Outlet. Underneath it, it said always in stock. And I remember walking into his warehouse, and he had kind of some stacks of tile, but he didn't have a whole lot in there. And I'm like, dude, I thought Tile Outlet was always in stock. And he said, it's in stock somewhere, and I can get it here. And that's where the epiphany came to me. So most of the jobs that we sell, most of the projects that we sell, I've got one here that's ready to roll out. I don't know what this is or looking at it. This one actually has slab doors, but most of the projects that we sell have rigid thermofoil doors like we keep over here. We have a 3-week lead time on that. Most of the time, anywhere in 2 to 4 weeks, most of the time 3 weeks. And so we've got foil over here for those jobs, but it takes 3 weeks to get that in. Is what I also found is that stuff like closet rod, basket accessories, all of those things that we need, drawer guides, all of that, those are in stock somewhere. And they're normally available for us to get within days. And so instead of stocking 35 sheets at a time to save $1 a sheet, you're not real good at math, that's $35 savings, and having to store all of that material, we said, you know what? Let's just make sure that our vendor's keeping this stuff and we can order it today and get it tomorrow. For a long time, Hayfla was really good. This pandemic has kind of screwed that up. But here in Sacramento, I've got Hayfla and I've got another supplier, Charles McMurray, that we buy from. And just about everything that's in this room now, I can order it today, get it tomorrow, next couple of days, worst case scenario, a week out. And so we changed the way that we order it. The one thing I want to say is inventory that's sitting on the shelf, that's not for work in progress, not for a job that's paid for, this is money sitting here. And so if you buy, in the example of laminates, you need 5 sheets of material, but you buy a unit to save $1 a sheet, you're going to save $35, but you're going to pay for all 35 sheets of that. That could be $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 of material sitting on the shelf when you only need $250, $500 of it, but you're going to pay it to save $35. That's bad math, because you probably don't have, on a 5-sheet job, you probably don't have enough profit in the job to pay for all of that material. And so you end up having inventory on the shelf, you have money on the shelf, you have $100 bills, you have $20 bills sitting on the shelf, and it eats up your profit. So you think about it, you're going to have that inventory on stock, it's already paid for, and that money is gone. In the closet business, we get paid when we complete the job. I can buy this material and have it delivered 5 days before I install the job. I can take a deposit, I can take upfront money, 30 to 50% of the job, get that money upfront. I can buy the 10 sheets that I need for this job, install the job, get paid, and have all of the money in my pocket and pay for those 10 sheets 30 days, 60 days later. It's good cash flow, as opposed to buying a whole unit, having it sitting here, having $2,000, $1,500 tied up in a unit of material, and not realizing that profit until we sell all of those units or all of those sheets. And is what I found happen when I did that is I might use 10, I might use 12, we might use that up, and then eventually we get to a job where we have 10 sheets in inventory, and then we need 14 sheets to finish the job, and we start the process all over again. We never get ahead. We always have thousands of dollars sitting on the shelf. So one of the things is, this is smart business sense to put more money in your pocket and have better cash flow. Let your vendor sit on this inventory, have a good conversation with him where he's got what you need ready in the time frame that you need it, and they're willing to do that. But he can stock it in his warehouse, take up the space in his warehouse, take up the money, his financial pockets, and you can keep the money in your pocket. Let me show you the system that we've set in place and how we do that. The first thing we have is we have a setup process of everything that we need to do on a job when it comes in. Now, this is our green sheet. We get a cover sheet that is a checklist on all of our jobs and everything that we need to do. And you'll notice on here, one of the items is pull sheet items and quantities checked against the contract and the plans. And we make sure, is what we're doing by that is we're making sure that we know what we need. And then we go in, we check some other stuff in there. Checklist is checked. We order our foil, print it out and put with the foil, and then we order it. And those kind of things, so that we have all of that stuff. So that's the first thing, is that we have a process on how to handle that. When we've gone through and completed to the green line here, the installation board, we've got a magnet that goes up and it tells us the material that we need from it. And so I'll come back to that one later. We'll talk about the accessories and stuff like that are on the pull list now. So every job that we sell, when it has accessories, it creates a pull list as part of our contract. This is actually from the contract that we print off. And so it's got the item is what it is. It's got a picture of it. So we have a visual control there. We have a written description of it. And we actually have our part number and who we get that from. That all shows up on that line. Now, some of these things are things that we may stock, like these handles here. Handles we stock, how many we need. what we do is we go through, if we have these items in stock, we go ahead and we pull them and we put a date that they were, this date is either the date they were pulled or they were ordered. And so we'll come over here on our inventory here. We've got our blue and red bins, and I'll go into that in a second. But we've got, we go and we find our hardware that we're pulling, and we pull these items. Now is what we do, and it's key that we do this in the very beginning of selling this job. Not the day before that we're going to install it. We take those parts, we take them out of inventory, and we put them into a green bin. The green bin is now a job that is in process. And so this job here has got these items. So we got a couple of valet rods in here, a couple of handles, everything that's on the list. It gets a name on that. And then it's got a note that there's a hamper up above it. So we go a nice label. It's printed off over here on this label maker. Printed off that's easily visual, and it goes on a rack. All of the green bins are no longer inventory. Those are work in process. And then if we had McConnell, we should have a hamper up here for him somewhere. Anything that doesn't fit in a bin goes up above. So early on in the process of the job, we have gone through and we've either pulled these items from inventory or we have ordered them, and they will be coming in at a later date, but they get separated over there. Before is what we were doing is we'd come by and we'd sell a job and we'd go, hey, we need some of those oil rub bronze 96 millimeter bar pulls. We need like 5 of them. Yeah, it looks like we got 5 in there. And then 3 days later, we'd sell a job and we'd go, oh yeah, it looks like we got enough. And then a week later, we'd sell a job and we'd come by and we'd go, yeah, it looks like we got enough. And then the job that needed 10 of them would be the first job. And we'd come in and we'd take those 10 and we'd only have 2 left, and we'd still have, and then the next day we'd have a job that we need those. So we would no longer have them. So by doing this, we've taken them out of inventory and we've put them in there. If we by chance pull them out and we don't have enough, we now have a time frame in which we can reorder those things. And so that's eliminated us having to come back. We always have everything. As long as everything is working in the supply chain, 99% of our jobs we don't have issues on anymore because we have this inventory set up. So the green bins with a label on it, these are customer names. These are in process. Back on this side, we've got blue bins and we have red bins. And what we've gone to is this is from the Toyota production system. This is a Kanban card system. So our inventory cards have the name on it, a picture, and a part number. The blue bin is our working stock. The red bin is behind that. That is our emergency stock. Ideally, the amount of material that is in the red bin is equal to the amount of material that you will need to cover the time from the blue bin running empty to your reorder arriving. We're probably not that detailed, and so we just kind of adjust it by feel, but we make sure that, on shelf pins that we've got a full box of shelf pins in the red. So how this works is you've got your blue bin here, and is what's great about the Kanban system, this is what's important right now. In the old system that we had one person that was be in charge of inventory, and they'd walk by and go, a couple times a week, they'd walk by and go, yeah, it looks like we got plenty of shelf pins there. We might need to order some of these. We had no real standard on replenishment. The Kanban card system has given us a standard on how to replenish that. So we have a label on it. When this bin is depleted, it would be pulled out. The red bin is then pulled forward, the empty bin put behind it, and the card that is on here taken off. This is our reorder card, and it comes out the door right here and goes on a hook to be reordered. Let me show you that. So now, color-coded there, red dot with a red dot. This needs to be reordered from Hayfella. And then when this gets reordered, we actually have it set up. We can barcode scan that. It automatically puts it in. It goes to this side over here. These things have been ordered. These things would need to be ordered. And so it works automatically. The great thing about this is it empowers any employee in the company to reorder something. So you've got a new helper. He started yesterday, and you have him in here filling your job box for the day and he pulls out shelf pins and it runs empty, he has the power to take that card and put it on the hook over there and trigger the reorder point. And so now we have our main inventory, where I have our back inventory, and we never run out of stuff because we have a process and a way to do it. Is what would happen before, we would run out of shelf pins and we'd get all mad, damn it, we ran out of shelf pins again. Next time, instead of ordering just one box, order 4 boxes of shelf pins. And you know what had happened when those 4 boxes of shelf pins were gone? We would run out again. The reason that we run out of stuff is not because we don't order enough. It's because we do not have a system to automatically replenish those items. And so the Kanban card system has done that. I talked earlier about baskets. Right now, we still have a lot of baskets. We're really working on reducing the number of baskets that we have on file or on hand and ordering those as we need them, because you end up with all of these oddball sizes that you use once and somebody ordered 5 of them. And so we have we only use 14-inch deep baskets, but for some reason we have a chrome 30-inch wide, 16-inch deep basket there that'll probably never ever get used. And so that's just lost inventory. But that's the way that we handle stuff at the Closet Doctor. We've gone to this 2-bin system. It works really, really good. We have very few go backs. We have very few issues of being out of things that we need to. We have got a great system in place to make sure that we get ordered what we need ordered for every job that we do. If you have questions, go ahead and comment below, or you can direct message me and I'll answer any of your questions. Thanks. Have a good day.